Then Aswapati answered to the seer, is then the spirit ruled by an outward world? O seer, is there no remedy within? But what is fate, if not the spirit's will, after long time fulfilled by cosmic force? I deemed a mighty power had come with her. Is not that power the high compeer of fate? But Narad answered, covering truth with truth. O Aswapati, random seem the ways along whose banks your footsteps stray or run in casual hours or moments of the gods. Yet your least stumblings are foreseen above. Infallibly, the curves of life are drawn following the stream of time through the unknown. They are led by a clue the calm immortals keep. This blazoned hieroglyph of prophet mourns, a meaning more sublime in symbols writes than sealed thought wakes to. But of this high script, how shall my voice convince the mind of earth? Heaven's wiser love rejects the mortal's prayer, unblinded by the breath of his desire, unclouded by the mists of fear and hope. It bends above the strife of love with death. It keeps for her privilege of pain.
Wow. But now I really understood, like, sometimes you tell me that, like, when I read, sometimes you say that you really read it to me. I felt like the story. And sometimes you say that I didn't feel it. So I would always wonder, okay, what is it? But now I know.
Very good.
It was really like so lively for me, like, like it was really like I was really hearing those words. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Narad, when we were reading, I had one doubt.
Yeah.
Here at the beginning, Ashwapati is talking about he's questioning, and then he's talking about Savitri, right? I deemed a mighty power had come with her. The her is Savitri.
Yes, absolutely.
And what does compere of fate mean? Compere,
This proud compeer of fate.
compere. Yeah, compere.
Yeah. The compeer is an, an associate, almost like a kin,
Okay,
almost like a kin, I would say.
understood. Okay.
Yeah. Where did we have that compeer? Now I'm trying to find that
Uh,
because I
in
should have had that down, but
456, and somewhere like a few lines after Ashwapati speaks, like that's where the quote ends. Is
yeah.
not that
A
power?
compeer, yeah, I got it now. A compeer is a comrade, a
Oh,
companion,
right. Okay,
or a companion, someone who is equal in rank, a
got it.
colleague. It can even be a colleague.
Okay,
So that power is certainly a comrade of Savitri
got it. Okay.
and of fate, of course.
Hmm.
Good. Okay.
Okay. So then I also read, and then we move to new lines.
Very good. Yes.
Then Ashwapati answered to the seer, is then the spirit ruled by an outward world? O seer, is there no remedy within? But what is fate if not the spirit's will, after a long time fulfilled by cosmic force? I deemed a mighty power had come with her. Is not that power the high compeer of fate? But Narad answered, covering truth with truth. O Ashwapati, random seems random seem the ways along whose banks your footsteps stray or run. In casual hours or moments of the gods, yet your least stumblings are foreseen above. Infallibly the curves of life are drawn, following the stream of time through the unknown. They are led by a clue the calm immortals keep. This blazoned hieroglyph of prophet moans, a meaning more sublime in symbols rides than sealed thought wakes to, but of this high script. How shall my voice convince the mind of earth? Heaven's wiser love rejects the mortal's prayer, unblinded by the breath of his desire, unclouded by the mists of fear and hope. It bends above the strife of love with death. It keeps for her her privilege of pain.
A little better. You had it very clear in the beginning, and then as you continued on, you lost it a little bit.
Okay,
And now I want to give you a definition from the British.
Casual, 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 casual.
Not casual, but casual.
Casual,
Yes, that's correct.
casual.
Yeah. So then you have to see when you get unblinded and unclouded, these are very important words.
Mm.
You can't just read unblinded by the breath of his desire, unblinded by the breath of his desire, unclouded by the mists of fear and hope,
Okay,
etc. Huh? But
okay,
you're making good progress.
okay.
It's fairly
Now, even those lines after I read, I was like, huh, that doesn't, quite fit. So I could myself
uh,
recognize that, oh, that's not the
couldn't
right.
actually feel it. It's
Yeah,
feeling. Sri Aurobindo says it has to be here in the solar plexus.
okay.
Has to be felt here. All poetry
Wow,
has to be felt here in the solar plexus.
wow, okay.
And I'll give you an example. Um, I don't know if I've read this before to you, this Song of Wandering Aengus.
Song
Did I
of
read it
Wandering. No,
previously?
it
Okay.
doesn't ring a bell.
This is William
Song
Butler
of?
Yeats. William Butler Yeats.
Okay,
The Song of Wandering Aengus.
okay.
I went out to the hazelwood because a fire was in my head, and cut and peeled a hazel wand, and hooked a berry to a thread. And when white moths were on the wing, and moth-like stars were flickering out, I dropped the berry in a stream, and caught a little silver trout. When I had laid it on the floor, I went to blow the fire aflame. But something rustled on the floor, and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossom in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and faded through the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find out where she has gone, and kiss her lips, and take her hands, and walk among long dappled grass, and pluck till time and times are done the silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. There are parts of this poem that are so beautiful and parts that you cannot understand with the mind.
Mm.
What are the silver apples of the moon and the
Yeah.
golden apples of the sun? You just have to take them in here and
Yeah.
keep them as a charm, as a great treasure. It's such a beautiful poem, isn't it?
Yeah.
This fellow goes out to the hazelwood and he cuts a little branch and he peels it, and on the end of the branch he puts a line in there and he hooks a berry to it and he catches a little trout. I mean, it's a simple story at first. And
Yeah.
then he says, though I am old with wandering through hilly lands and hollow lands, I will find out where she has gone and kiss her lips and hold her hands and pluck till time and times are done the silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. We have to put into Savitri that same intensity of understanding, of feeling, of recitation.
Mm-hmm.
And it may take some years, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Good. So let us begin with Savitri now. And Narad is going to speak of mortal man. He's going to speak of Savitri.
Narad, I was just wondering because you are also now bringing up the importance of recitation. I was thinking, why don't we improvise on the previous reading, make progress there, and then move to the new lines.
I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah, and then like as and when I get like when it is going not really in alignment, as now I can already see it in myself. So the more and more I catch that, even maybe when I read, it will open up in a better way.
I think that's an excellent idea. And Mother tells us that the more we read Savitri, even if we read only a couple of lines a day, that it will enter into our consciousness and we won't have to try to understand anything with our mind.
Yeah,
So your idea is very good. And
yeah,
we can start it today.
yeah,
It's a very good idea. I'll go to 4, 5, 6 again.
yeah.
And we can begin. Now, the first part of that you had very, very well.
Okay.
So we'll start with Aswapati's question to Narad.
Yeah.
Now,
In
don't mind if I stop you at a line.
No, so I thought we will just like how we read. When we read something new, I stop at every full stop. So at the end of every sentence, I stop and we review and then we move on.
Very
We'll
good.
review on the recitation now instead of the words and pronunciation. Of course, if I make pronunciation mistake, please, as usual, do let me know. But
Okay, good,
yeah.
good.
So I read now, then Ashwapati until that's a long sentence. So I go slow and I read until above.
Yeah, and then what is this whole thing about that we have a moderator here? We can call him a moderator who is not Aswapati and who is not Narad. But he
Yeah.
tells us, then Aswapati answered to the seer. See, the moderator
Yeah.
said that. There are no quotes here. There are no double quotes.
Yeah.
Good. So
Yeah.
you have to be three voices, don't you? You have
Oh, yeah.
moderator, you have to be Narad, and you have to be Aswapati.
Oh, yes.
Now, one could actually change the tenor, Tenor, which means the quality of one's voice.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there's no need to be, there's no need to increase any volume.
Mm-hmm.
Then Aswapati answered to the seer.
Yeah.
It's a statement by the moderator.
Okay.
And then
Understood.
you have to go to Aswapati. And now he is a seer already.
Mm-hmm.
He is a seer, but he's not Narad, of course, but he
Mm-hmm.
is a realized soul. So
Mm.
he's not asking it um, in terms of not knowing anything, but he wants to know a little bit deeper. So he's asking Narad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
They concentrate and start. Then Ashwapati answered to the seer, "Is then the spirit ruled by an outward world? O seer, is there no remedy within? But what is fate, if not the spirit's will, after long time fulfilled by a cosmic force?
by cosmic force, not
By
a cosmic force. Real
after
slower.
after long time fulfilled by cosmic force."
No, there's a question there.
Okay,
After a long time fulfilled by cosmic force,
I again begin. Is then the spirit ruled by an outward world? O seer, is there no remedy within? But what is fate if not the spirit's will, after long time fulfilled by cosmic force?
didn't quite get the question.
Question. Yeah.
He's asking, what is fate? What is fate if it is not the Spirit's will that is fulfilled after long time by cosmic force?
Hmm.
So we break it up into prose now, and you understand the two lines much better, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So, but what is fate again?
But what is fate if not the spirit's will after long time fulfilled by cosmic force?
Perfect.
I deemed a mighty power had come with her. Is not that power the high compeer of fate? But Narad answered, covering. Okay, that's moderator again. But Narad answered, covering truth with truth. O Ashwapati, random seems the ways along whose banks your footsteps stray or run. In casual,
Casual. Je.
in in
Like a Z,
casual,
like a Z, like a
in,
Z. Casual.
in casual hours,
Yes.
in casual hours of moments of the gods. Okay, now when I get the pronunciation, I'm missing the feel
No,
of
it's
it. So I'll
okay.
try again.
I have to tell you something that Sri Aurobindo, and it's not so helpful to me because my voice is deep. He speaks of a high and far imperishable voice of Narad at the end. High voice.
Okay.
Oh, Aswapati, random seem the ways. It's not so easy for me to go so high,
Wow,
but
that's so powerful.
yes, yes.
O Ashwapati,
So I
random
mean, lift.
seems the ways.
Can you go higher? Oh, Ashwapati.
O Ashwapati,
Yes.
random seems the ways along whose banks your footsteps stray or run. In casual hours or moments of the gods, yet your least stumblings are foreseen above. Infallibly the curves of life are drawn, following the stream of time through the unknown. They are led by a clue the calm immortals keep.
Very good.
This blazoned hieroglyph of prophet mourns a meaning more sublime in symbols rides. Then sealed thoughts wakes to but of high
Yeah,
script.
that's where you're losing it. Okay, so
Okay.
we're going to go over it now.
Okay. I
This,
first go over it without the high pitch, and then I go over it with the high pitch. So I'll
okay,
read it.
fine. But what you have to understand is that this blazoned hieroglyph, this pictorial image of things represented, of
Mm-hmm.
prophet mourns. I don't hear mourns,
More
mornings, mourn,
mornings,
mourn.
mornings, morns.
And now, what is this hieroglyph that's blazoned of these prophet mourns? It holds a meaning more sublime. Uh, it writes in symbols because a hieroglyph is a symbol.
Symbol,
So
yeah.
now we have a blazoned hieroglyph and we have a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
So this blazoned hieroglyph of prophet mourns, a meaning more sublime in symbols writes than sealed thought wakes to, but of this high script. So you see, you have to get those three lines to join each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's a full stop after keep.
Okay.
So now you try it. We're going very deep
This
today. It's good.
this blazoned hieroglyph of prophet moans a meaning more sublime in symbols writes than sealed thought wakes to. But of this high script, how shall my voice convince the mind of earth?
Okay, you had it until that last line.
Okay.
How shall my voice
How
convince the mind of earth?
Okay, so
Yeah,
it is the same thing. It's happening. That's again like because I'm now the voice. I have to remember to do the v. So when I remember that, I lose the sentence.
we'll, we have lots of time, my dear.
Yes. No,
Ages
but
to go.
also like, maybe I just sit and like do more practice of v, so that I don't have to remember to
Yes,
do it. It comes
exactly.
naturally to
Because
me.
here you have two V's,
Yeah.
voice and convince.
Yeah, and then my mind starts reading because my mind is like that's voice. So then I don't read from my heart. I read from my mind because I have to remember the
Yes, yes.
v.
Let's beat it out once. Let's beat
Yeah.
out that line. How shall? Do it for me?
How shall my voice
No,
convince?
beat it out. Scan
Beat it
it.
out. Yeah.
Scan it.
How shall my
No,
voice
no, no, no,
convince
no.
the
How shall you accent how? Then it's not an I am. An I
ah
am is short long.
short long? How shall I?
No, how shall my voice convince the mind of earth?
How
Try.
shall my
No,
voice?
no, no, no. Okay, I am is short long.
Okay,
Pentameter is 5 beats.
beats.
It's a 5 beat meter.
Yeah.
So in that 5 beat meter, we can have many different things. We can have iambs, anapaests, trochees, all kinds of poetic things. This one is purely iambic pentameter, very clear.
Mhm.
Short, long, how shall, short, long, my voice, short, long, convince, short, long, the mind, short, long, of earth. You feel it? Not
Can you maybe say it in like once you showed it to me like da 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 da
sure.
like instead of the words,
How
yeah.
shall my voice convince the mind of earth?
Okay.
Pure iambic pentameter.
How shall my voice convince the mind of earth?
Perfect.
Okay.
But now you have to
How
put it in.
shall?
Now you can't read it like that because
Yeah,
put me to sleep.
yeah. But I'll try the
You
beats once again.
understand that you don't want to emphasize how.
Yeah.
It's how shall my voice convince the mind of earth? Long as you know that it's the correct meter, the iambic pentameter, then you can see what he is actually saying. He's
And
saying,
also
this is
what to
Narad.
accent and what not to accent.
Yes, exactly. And this is Narad, who is the seer between the supramental and the earth. And he is saying to Aswapati, how, even my voice, how can it convince the mind of earth?
Yeah.
And Sri Aurobindo says the sages have come and gone, and very little has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Since his departure, the big change has occurred
Mm.
because he put his body in the earth so the supermind would connect with the earth.
Yeah.
6 years later, Mother has the experience of breaking down this golden door and the light flooding onto the earth. Now, I'm reading quite a bit now on his letters on yoga, on
Okay.
supramental transformation.
Okay.
And I just want to give you a little bit of that. Part 3, I can go to part 3. He's speaking of a descent from above. The vital descent, he speaks of other descents that are vital descents. They've been good descents, but they don't have the power of the supramental. The vital descent cannot prevent the supramental. Still less can the possessed nations do it by their material power, since the supramental descent is primarily a spiritual fact, which will bear its necessary outward consequences. What previous vital descents have done is to falsify the light that came down, as in the history of Christianity, where it took possession of the teaching and diluted it and deprived it of any widespread fulfillment. But the supermind is by definition a light that cannot be distorted if it comes in its own right and by its own presence. It cannot be distorted, and it will bear its necessary outward consequences. And no vital descent can prevent it. Powerful words.
Wow. Yeah.
So we know now that Narad's voice, he's saying, how can my voice convince the mind of earth?
Mm.
Okay, how shall?
How shall my voice convince the mind of earth? Heaven's wiser love rejects the mortal's prayer. Unblinded by the breath of his desire, unclouded by the mists of fear and hope, it bends above the strife of love with death. It keeps for her privilege of pain.
So he's speaking here of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And he says
Okay.
that this wiser love of heaven
Yeah,
rejects the mortal's prayer. And
yeah,
I think last week I talked to you a little bit about that.
yeah,
Most people's prayer, get my son into college or
yeah.
have
We
my
did.
daughter graduate, blah, blah, blah. Of course, heaven's wiser love does reject it because it is unblinded by the breath of man's desire. And it's unclouded by these mists of fear and hope that are in humanity. It bends above the strife of love with death. It keeps for Savitri her privilege of pain. Now we see even those 5 lines take on much greater meaning,
Yeah,
much greater importance. Well, I have my next student now.
Yes.
But your thought was very, very good today, and we'll continue doing this.
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent thing. And it's helpful to both of us, actually, because when you read from the heart, I feel it also. Okay.
Thank you so much. See you on Monday.
Okay.